This is a bonus video. So in the last video, I talked about Ikwa, and I talked about Reconnecting Journey. Now, I want y'all to understand it. I don't know when my Reconnecting Journey is going to end. Because I want to get my native status card. And I want it to be under Echo Van Grey Wolf versus James Williams Jr. And if possible, I can have them both. And the reason for that is because I don't know shit about my culture. I know about my black culture. I can break dance. I know about my white country culture. I got nothing. But my native culture, I know absolutely that much, if that. And I'm trying to reconnect it. I'm trying to figure out all of this stuff. And again, I have to thank the servicemen who put me on the path. Because here's the thing. Before I met him, it's just that, okay, I know I'm part native. I have to deal with this because I've had people ask me all my life, are you part native? Are you part native? Are you part native? Every now and again they'd be like, are you Chinese? Are you mixed with Chinese? And I'd be like, no, not Chinese, part native. And they were like, well, do you know what tribe? And I'd be like, ugh. And this is before I found out that Cherokee is the go-to tribe. But I never tell people I'm Cherokee and I'm descended from a Cherokee princess. Because I don't think that was a concept for Cherokee. And granted, it's highly possible that I'm Cherokee on my mom's side and not my dad's side. Because amongst my research, I found out that there's a Chickahominy thing up there. Now, unless the Cherokee and the Chickahominy live together in harmony, found out it's highly possible that I might be possibly Chickahominy. So I'm going to be reaching out to these people. I just need to get through school. I just want to get through school. Once I get through December, I can deal with all the other shit as it comes. Because it's going to be a whole lot easier to deal with all the other shit as it comes versus not being able to deal with it. So, I mean, it's kind of one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't things. And I don't want to screw this up. So, therefore, I want to make damn sure that I get this shit done right the first time around so that nothing goes wrong. Alright? Now, that being said, I want to make sure that I'm good. I'm real good. So that it's done and it's covered. And I don't want to really not embrace my other heritages. But I'm going to say this, and I'm going to stick 10 toes deep, and I'll say it with my whole chest. I've always felt more native than black or white. And the thing about that is, I guess because if you hear stuff enough, you kind of gravitate toward it. And, and people would ask me, are you mixed? Are you mixed? Are you mixed? And I tell them yes. And I'm like, what are you mixed with? I said, well, I'm part black. Yeah, we can see that. I said, okay, well, that's it. It's like, well, what else you mixed with? I said, well, I'm also part white and part native. But, not being acknowledged as part black has been a problem. Also, being acknowledged as part black has been a problem. And then, as an actor, I have been billing myself out as mixed forever. For 21 years, I've been billing myself out as mixed. It has not worked. All my stories that I've written are about mixed people. And it has not worked. So, I had decided that since I'm on my reconnecting journey, I'm just going to build myself out as native now. And if you're native and you're watching this, I need your blessing. So, it's not an easy process because here's the thing. I know I'm mixed. I know I'm not pure blood. You don't have to tell me. I've already been told. And as far as that story goes, my retaliation response was not very, very nice. Alright? And I will tell you about my retaliation response if you haven't watched any of my videos. But it's the first time that I ever had a native incident. Every other racist incident has come from black people or white people. And being on my connecting journey now, I wasn't on my reconnecting journey then because I didn't know such a thing existed because I was like in my 20s. And this young chieftain's daughter and I was getting along really good, and I could have married her, man, because that's how good along we were getting, at least from my point of view. And then her uncles rolled up, and they were in wheelchairs. And the first uncle, I guess he was the youngest brother, and he came up to me. He said some shit, and my reaction response very bad. And I told him that if you could stand up and fight, I kick your ass. But since you can't, I'm just gonna roll you down that damn hill right there. And then the other brother came in, like in 2 minutes. This is like 2 minutes apart. The other brother came in, and he said like pretty much the same shit. You're unpure. We don't want you anywhere near our niece. I was like, you know what? I'm getting real tired of y'all. And if you can stand up and fight, I kick your ass. But since you can't, I'm gonna roll you into oncoming traffic. Now again, that was on me. It was not the nicest thing to say, but I was so pissed off for being called unpure. And I mean, they said that shit with their full chest. They literally told me how unpure I was. Now, thinking back to when I was a child, no, never heard that shit. Never heard that shit. And then thinking about how my Aunt Ruth had compared her childhood with her grandmother, my great grandmother, versus me and my great grandmother, and how my Aunt Ruth would say, "Well, she liked you. You look more like her. The rest of us didn't." So you see the astrophuckonomics of that, where my father, his brothers, and his sisters all looked black, where their kids all come out looking like me, with a few that did not. But that's also because my mom's mixed. So my mom's part black, part white, and part native. So we are a clusterfuck of stuff. And so when you look at it like that, and then you have people telling you, what do you mix with? What do you mix with? And I would tell them, well, I'm part black, part white, part native. It's like, yeah. And then applying for jobs where people would not say that I was black. And then in school, in mostly grade school, because guess where it was mostly the kids that were the worst. You're never gonna be black enough. You're never gonna be black enough. And the more they told me that, the more I tried to be black. Wasn't working. So when I finally stopped trying to be black and just started being me, it also became a problem. And here's that thing with being mixed. Your outlook on life is different than everybody else's. It's always going to be. It always is going to be. I can question these things because they're a part of me. Now, every script that I ever wrote, my guy was either going to be half native and half black, or half Chinese and half black, because those are the races that I keep getting mixed with either Chinese or Filipino or Mexican. And definitely I've been called the Mexican more than once. So, and Mexicans are indigenous. They are native to America. So you go through these things and you're like, alright, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go as far as I can. And as a mixed person, I have gone as far as I can. Which is why James Williams Jr. had to die, so Echo Fang Grey Wolf could live. Now, another reason why it's Echo Fang Grey Wolf, it's so much easier to remember the initials EFG versus JEWJR. So, in my personal life, you can call me James. In my professional life, when that shit takes the fuck off, you can call me Echo. Or EFG. Whichever one will suit you right. And the reason why I say that, I'm actually starting to like Echo a whole lot better than James. So, and then, it's also, you don't have too many men named Echo. So, therefore. But, here's what I tell you when they ask me why I came up with the name. And I will stand 10 toes deep. The echoes of the past bite like the fangs of a gray wolf. That is how this happened. Alright? Now, earlier reincarnations of the stage names that I had was Brandon Kramer and Fang Fang. I chose not to use them because to me, I do not look Chinese. Brandon Kramer I could probably slide with. You don't see many black Kramers or black Brandons for that matter. But I took that name as honor of Brandon Lee and Stephanie Kramer, because Stephanie Kramer was my favorite actress, my big time crush, because she was on Hunter. And Brandon Lee was somebody that I dreamed of working with, just like the late, great David Jason Frank. And, since I'm never going to get to work with them, and I initially decided, because I did research on how much it costs to change your name, and then they said, if you change your name, you gotta change your social security number. I said, dude, do you know how long it took for me to learn my fucking social security number? It's like I didn't learn my social security number all the way until I was 21, because I had to remember it, and I had a couple of concussions, so my memory's not all that great. But now that I know it by heart, I'll be damned if I'm gonna change that shit. No, fuck that shit. So, with Echo Fan Grey Wolf as my stage name, it's going to be a lot easier for y'all to remember EFG versus James Edward Williams Jr. because my name is whiter than white. But Echo Fan Grey Wolf, that's my name. It's who I call myself. The same way Bruce Wayne calls himself Batman. And Batman is his real identity, where Bruce Wayne is his disguise. Alright? Echo Fan Grey Wolf is who I am. It is all that I am. And I have embraced my native heritage to the top. And I'm never letting it go. So brace yourself, because here comes Echo. That being said, I am Echo Fan Grey Wolf. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you didn't, I'm sorry. Better luck next time. Happy Native American Heritage Month. This is the final video, because today is the last day of Native American Heritage Month. In fact, I will make another bonus video for that. Thank you for watching.